Well, this is that Mesa Triaxis, and I'm not going to say that I'm admitting defeat, but rather let's call this a stalemate. When it came in, a lot of the modes weren't working. I replaced all of these capacitors that had, one of which had definitely burned. These were tantalums. I replaced them with electrolytics. Underneath this board is a bank of 8 transistors, 4 of which were bad. I replaced all those transistors, at which point, between doing that and that, some of the modes began to work, some of them did not. IC16 here is what actually does this logic switching to this. I changed that IC16 very nicely, at which point all but 2 of the modes are working. And looking at the schematic, which is really horribly written, I have determined that it's some of the Vactrols here which are keeping the remaining modes from working, because they have these things connected in series with each other. So if one of these Vactrols goes out, everything in that mode will stop working properly. The issue here is that Mesa does not label their boards intelligently or helpfully in the slightest, and there is no board layout available for this. So let's say that I thought it was LDR 13 that needed to be changed out. Well, which of these 40 or so Vactrols, because they're all stacked on top of each other in here, would be LDR 13? You would have to physically remove them, desolder them, and lift them up from the board to read what the labels on the board are. And there's more under here, they're all over here. And so this is the point where I stopped and called the owner, and I said, this could quickly be a money pit. Right now, most of the modes are working. You have a lot of different sounds, and the repair bill so far is very modest. So my advice, which he took, is that I'm going to return this to him working much better than it did when it came in. And if he decides that he would like all the modes working, he'll have to send this off to Mesa, because they don't give out their secret sauce. And yes, I'm totally capable of finding and fixing this, but they laid this out so horribly and are so unhelpful that it would be a huge labor cost to go on the process of discovery as to which Vactrols are where, which LDRs are where in the circuit. And that's just disgusting. So he can send this to Mesa in the future if he wants the whole thing working. Or Mesa could have provided real documentation for this thing, in which case I could say, oh, it's that one there. Anyway, money pits.